Alright guys, so on today's video I talked to you about the biggest mistake I made when it came to fat loss and why I could never get a six pack. Alright guys, so before we get into today's video, I do want to give my own program a quick plug. So for the next couple of weeks, I'll be carrying out an 8-week transformation on my plans. So I want to quickly run through what you guys will get, what's involved, and the prizes that are up for grabs. So there will be two prizes, two winners. One male winner, one female winner. Each of you will get $500 cash, about $300 worth of EHP Lab supplements of your choice, and a whole Gymshark outfit of your choice as well. So it'll be two prize packs, exactly the same, for two winners. So guys, essentially all you have to do is sign up to my program. I'll put the link in the description. Click on the 8-week transformation. So for this, you will get the app, so my app with the personalized meal plan on there, my training program, and then you follow that basically, smash it in the gym, smash your diet, and see what you can do in 8 weeks. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm very excited. I do all my email support as well, guys. So there's a private Facebook group, a private Snapchat that I have as well. So I just got creeped out, so I thought someone was behind me. A private Snapchat as well that I put content and videos out on. As much as I can give back to help you guys and any questions you have. Entries will close soon, but I thought I'd give you guys the heads up now and you can get on it straight away. So anyway, enough on that. I wanna talk today about the biggest mistake that I made when it came to fat loss. So I was thinking the other day, I was talking to my brother about some stuff about training and diet and stuff, and I thought, why could we never get lean? Because me and him used to still try to get lean when we were 16. We used to try to get shredded abs. We used to see the guys on the covers and literally just want to do that. And he's like, I don't know, we never really got there. And I was thinking, I'm like, we were dieting hard. We were doing everything we could and we never got lean. We never got a six pack, never got ripped abs. That look just was out of our reach all the time. And I was thinking about why, and I never understood. I firstly thought it was because I didn't have enough muscle mass, which is a factor. So if you don't have enough muscle mass, it's gonna be quite hard to see really lean physique because you're already light. It's gonna be difficult to get that last bit of fat off. But as opposed to if you have a lot of muscle mass, it's gonna be quite easy to get lean. But that is just a factor. It's not saying that you can't do it. So I thought that was it. I thought my body was just cooked. I'm like, that's it. I'm just never gonna have abs. So I was pretty upset when I was a kid because I just thought that was out of my reach because my abs are really small, they're hidden, I'm never gonna get really ripped. So when I was about 16 or 17, I was trying to get there. Don't get me wrong, I would get quite lean and I'd get lean in the upper body, my legs even, and even upper abs, but I would never get the lower abs or that real shredded six-pack look. And I didn't know what the hell was going on, to be honest, because I was doing everything. I tried every single diet. I tried every method. I would spend my days reading up on articles on cardio, the best cardio, the best meal for this. You know, everything I could do, I was trying to find the optimal of everything. I literally would try every diet, like I said. I even combined them. So at one point, imagine this, I was doing an intermittent fasting mixed with a keto that was actually low fat. So it doesn't make any sense just by definition, but I would get up, I'd do my cardio, I'd go to school, I wouldn't eat anything. I would train on an empty stomach after school, then I would come home and have my first meal. And that first meal would be like a double chicken breast, a tin of tuna, a heap of veggies, some capsicum, just random shit. Just like no carbs, no fats. It was just protein and vegetables basically. And I thought, and it was probably 1,000 calories too. So you would think that you would get lean on that. And you will, definitely. I mean, don't do it because it's a terrible diet, but you should get lean on that. But the problem was, and this is the biggest mistake that I did when it came to anything to do with dieting, was that I was too impatient and I never gave anything enough time. Like I thought I gave it time, and when I look back, I really didn't. And I think this comes down to an unrealistic expectation of what can be achieved within a given time frame, as well as how long it takes. I mean, if you're not doing this for a long time, if you're just starting, like you guys might be watching this, you might be just getting into it, this might be your first cut and you think it's really hard. And in your head, it might make sense that a cut should last a month because it's a long time of dieting and doing cardio and everything. But really when you start doing it and getting the experience, you'll see it takes about 4 months. So 3 or 4 months to actually get really good results. So I know for my body, it takes at least 4 months to get really shredded. So here's an example of what I looked like when I was quite young and I was dieting like crazy and doing everything I possibly could, but I couldn't get past this level of body fat. And then here's one where I give it more time, I probably double or triple the length of the cut, but reduce the intensity a little bit, and then I can look like this. So you see, they're very different looks. And one of them, the younger me, is doing everything he possibly could, like every single day, all out. Work ethic was 100%. And I'd do that for a month. And then nothing would change. And then the other one is I do small changes, implement them over time, and I'm consistent every single day for 4 months. So that's where it shines. And that's the secret, I guess, if you want to call it. That's the path to fat loss, is consistency. So you hear that all the time. So it probably doesn't even it's not even important anymore when you just gloss over it. But really, guys, consistency is everything in fat loss. It's a long-term game. I know the feeling of wanting to get results now, because for instance, I'm cutting now and I really want results now. So you think, what can I do now? I'll do anything. I'll work as hard as I can. So you want to go in and smash a crazy brutal, cardio session every sprint, smash your training, not eat anything, because in your head that you feel like it's getting you there quicker, but really it's just making you want to quit earlier. So after like a couple of weeks of doing that, you'll realize it's not sustainable. You don't get the results. You've got nothing left to do. You've got nowhere else to move. So you kind of stop and back it off and think, damn, it didn't work. And that's what I did with every kind of diet. I was like, damn, paleo didn't work. Keto didn't work for me. Intermittent fasting didn't work. Everything would have worked if I had given it a long enough time. But I was going way too hard, way too early. So if you start off like that, if you just start off going everything, these are all the tools I've got, I'm gonna use them all right now, you're gonna run out of options. And what happens, 4 weeks, 6 weeks later when you start to plateau, you've got nothing left to do. You can only eat a certain amount of calories before you die. You can only do a certain amount of cardio before your legs fall off. That's a fact too, guys. That is science. If you walk on the treadmill too long, your legs will amputate themselves. Take it from me, I have no legs. No, serious though, that's like this. So there's kind of two main points, but they feed into one another. Is one, it's being too impatient and thinking that the results are gonna be quicker than they are, and so you don't give it a long enough time. And the second one is going too hard too early, because then, like I said, once your body catches up and it starts adapting, you've got nothing left to do. You've got nothing. You can't pull out extra cardio. You can't start taking out calories because you've got nowhere to go. So that's why you need to start in a good place where calories are normal. You're not doing too much cardio. It's comfortable. You want to start comfortable. Then after a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, you start to change it up. Maybe pull some calories out, add some activity in, get a little change there. You want to do that whole process for 4 months. So that's why even with my clients now, every month I update their plan. So whether they increase cardio, or with the fat loss clients that is, or we take out calories from the diet, that's what happens every month, because that should see enough progress for the next month. If it doesn't, then I can make another change. So that's what it's all about, is these slow, consistent changes over time, not going into the gym one day and annihilating yourself and doing that for a week or 2 weeks or even a month. That isn't what it takes. You can't go too hard too early, guys, because you'll have nowhere to go. And also you feel like shit. And you don't want to feel like shit when you're dieting, especially in the first month. Your first couple of months of dieting, you should be feeling really good. You probably shouldn't even be too hungry. It's only in the last couple where it really tests you. You start to get a bit drained, you start to get really hungry, get a bit like weird cravings and stuff. But the first month, it should be good. And that you should start to figure out your body, listen to your body, figure out what foods work best for you. That'll be your staple for your diet, and that's kind of the basis and the fundamentals of your diet. And also what type of cardio you like, what type of training you like. That should be in the first month, figuring that out. So for me now, I'm really enjoying doing a bit of like treadmill cardio, like farmer's carry, so like interval work on the treadmill. I'm enjoying doing that, a bit of bike, and then also a bit of walking throughout the day. So that's kind of my cardio routine now, and I can always step that up a notch. And my calories, I can always take a lot of calories out because I'm still eating a fair bit. So it's like, you need to start in a place where you're good, you're happy, and you've got room to move, and then you need to give it time. So the secret to dieting, guys, in fat loss is giving it ample time. If you say, okay, because I know my body, it takes about 4 to 5 months to get really stupidly lean. I'm happy with that. So I know if I start a diet now, I have to just do the same thing every day, just put in the work, every meal, every session, put in the work day in, day out for 4 months, and then I will get there. And obviously you troubleshoot as you go, change things, alter things, but you know that after 4 months, you will look like that. If you have the mentality of waiting every week, you wake up every morning, you look in the mirror, you check your abs, you're gonna be pretty discouraged, and you don't get any instant validation because you can't see the changes you're making. You need to just forget it, literally forget about it. Have your plan, say this is what I'm eating, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm training, and obviously weigh yourself every week and keep like track like that way, but don't look in the mirror thinking, why isn't it going? Because you can't see the fat on your back, you can't see the fat on your glutes or your hamstrings that's going. So for me, that's like the first thing to go, is like the fat on my legs. So if I'm looking at my abs all the time, my legs are getting leaner and I think this diet's not working. It doesn't make sense. So, but after maybe 12 to 16 weeks, abs are getting really crispy, and then I can nearly notice something every single day. So, but in the beginning phases, guys, you need to know that it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of consistency, and you need to just put in the work every single day and be happy with the fact that it's gonna take you 4 months or 5 or 3, whatever it is for you. But just give it enough time, give your body the respect that it deserves, and don't just smash it in one day. Because if you think, I'm just too impatient, I want to get the results now, I'm gonna go walk for 24 hours straight and that'll be the cardio. I mean, you're gonna feel and look like shit and you're not gonna get the result, you're not gonna have that physique that you want the next day. I mean, I know it's a stupid example here, but I hope you guys can understand what the point I'm trying to make is that you want it now, you're impatient, and so you think, what can I do right now? And I wanna go all out. But you need to just like hold yourself back a little bit and just keep enough tools in the toolbox for next time, for a month down the track, and give it enough time. If you guys can't diet and eat healthy, train for 3 to 4 months, then you're probably not gonna get a six pack, or you're not gonna be as lean as you could ever be. It's just the fact. You guys, there's no quick fix. I mean, I even was saying, my 8-week program, I'm doing that 8-week transformation at the start of this. That's not necessarily to get somebody from, you know, an average looking bloke to insanely shredded and ripped. It's more of a starting point. So I like to think of these as, you might drop between 4 to 8 kilos of body fat in 8 weeks. That's a pretty good cut. And that sets you up for the following 4 weeks, 8 weeks, however long you're doing things for. It's not the end goal. So if I were to do like a 12-week or a 16-week transformation, that's a big one. So that means you've got a start date, you've got an end date. After that is when the diet's done. I don't like that, because once you have a date where the diet's done, shit falls apart. You become Post Malone and you don't even know what's going on. You start eating all the shit, you put it all back on, you rebound. And I didn't want that to happen. So I thought 8 weeks is a good amount of time, because the results are gonna be cool, it's gonna be very good to see, but it's not gonna be ridiculous. You're not gonna get this insanely shredded physique from an obese guy in 8 weeks. And so that means there's room to keep going. So I'm hoping for everybody who joins like my plan for 8 weeks, after 8 weeks, whether you do it with me or without me, you just keep going and until you're ready and you're happy with your physique. So that's kind of, that's what I wanna do with all this. And I hope that I didn't just babble here and ramble for however long this is. Babble, because I really wanted to tell you guys, like, even to share a bit of my experience as well with what I've done. And literally, I can't stress this enough. That was my biggest mistake when it came to fat loss. If I could go back and diet for an extra 4 weeks, or not be so crazy with it all, if I could eat more food and diet for longer, 100% I would have got shredded. I could have got as lean as I wanted to be. I was blaming everything else. I was blaming hormones, I was blaming my muscularity, I was blaming everything. Like the type of cardio I was doing, I wasn't doing enough HIIT, and so I do HIIT for a week and stop it. It was just stupid. So if I could go back and help myself, I could get myself as lean as I wanted to get. It's not a very feasible solution here. I can't just go back in time and get shredded, but it's like, if I can help you guys, if you're in the same position as me, because I wasn't a very dumb kid, like I'm not tooting my own horn, but I thought I knew a fair bit about this kind of stuff, and I was very switched on with it all. And even still, I was making some really, really bad mistakes, but it just comes down to experience and learning. So I hope now I can share this with you guys, so however many of you take this on, so you, and girls as well, so you don't make these mistakes, because it will set you back a long time. And it'll leave a sour taste in your mouth when you think about dieting and fat loss, because you're gonna think you're not worthy of it. But literally, I think I needed to have somebody tell me at one point in time, you can do anything with your physique, like you can get as lean as you possibly want, but you just have to do the right things and give it enough time. If somebody had said that to me, like as a definite answer, that would have been the best. And if they just said, here you go, do this, you'll get there, just give it enough time, I would have been like, done. But nobody said that, so there was a lot of room for doubt, there was a lot of self-doubt and a lot of analysis that I didn't even know what to do. So yeah, I hope that clears it up for you guys. If you have any more questions, just drop them in the comments about anything, and I'll try to get back to as many as I can. And otherwise, guys, that is absolutely it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna stop babbling. So that's it. The outro is done. Zach, cue the outro music right now. Go and cue it. Drop it in. Yeah, that music. Yeah, that's the one. And you guys know what to do. Stay massive. Slide into your DMs in the PM and the AM. Then I slide into your feelings when you see just what I'm saying.